Jail is going on the offensive, taking the city to court for tens of millions of dollars. Thanks for being with us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Officer Matthew Rodriguez fired from Warren Police this week for that incident in what the police commissioner called a clear and obvious decision, but that is far from the end of the story.
A new lawsuit says the city should pay, arguing the other officers seen in the video were not trying to stop the attack, but were instead part of it. Here to help us sort out the claims is Victor Williams. Victor, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly and Devin. We all knew that a lawsuit was potentially coming down the pipeline, but we had no idea it would be coming out this quickly. Not only is the city of Warren and the officer who is allegedly responsible for the attack listed as defendants, but the other two officers that were in that room as well.
The officer said, "Hurry up and take the picture, you little." And he said, "I ain't no."
Just 14 days after the now viral moment of an officer assaulting a 19-year-old carjacking suspect, a lawsuit has officially been filed against the city of Warren on behalf of Jaquan Smith and Fighter Law.
He's about double the size of him.
The 30-page complaint is now seeking $50 million in damages. Jaquan's aunt Tanisha Banks is just happy he's still here.
The first thing that ran across my mind, did he survive?
Commissioner Bill Dwyer commenting on how quickly the lawsuit was filed.
Why do they have to rush to doing that?
I wish I could have got it filed sooner, but we did it as fast as we possibly could.
The big question is whether or not Jaquan received any injuries in the assault.
He was treated at the hospital for his injuries, and he was cleared of no injuries.
He is still, as of this day, having issues with head injuries. He's having headaches, dizziness, nausea, consistent with traumatic brain injury.
Another question is whether the other two officers involved actually intervened.
They were actors, they were part of this brutality, and they will be held responsible as well.
They didn't see what Roderick, the officer, had done at the beginning. They came in when he was down on the ground, and they don't know. So, but when the officer started banging his head, that's when they said, "Enough is enough," and they reported immediately to their supervisor.
Either way, the now fired officer Matthew Rodriguez has been charged with misdemeanor assault. It also turns out he has a history of alleged excessive force.
There was a lawsuit against him, and it stemmed from one occurrence.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Kay, back at it with a new video. In this one, a police officer in Warren, I guess that's a suburb of Detroit, a suspected carjacker came in to, I guess, to be booked and, fingerprinted. And the officer, Matthew Rodriguez, told the suspected carjacker, "Hurry up and take this picture, you little bitch." And all Jaquan Smith said was, "I'm not a little bitch." And this guy went berserk on him. So, if they doing that today, can you imagine what was going on in the day when they didn't have cameras and all that? They literally had their way with suspected people that was accused of a crime. I remember years ago, I had a friend, and he used to always, when we used to be walking, and the police would drive by, he'd throw a finger up at them and, yell out some insanities towards them. And they would just keep on going. But you could look at them and tell they was pissed that he was doing that to them. And one day, I happened not to be with him. And I guess he did that to the police. And they beat the black off him. He had like a Jerry curl. You remember the Jerry curl, that you put the little Jerry curl juice in it. It's all on your collar and stuff. And you had the curly look, right? They literally beat the curls out of his head. From that point on, I'm the type of person, I don't have to go through everything myself. I can learn from other people. When they beat the crap out of him, I learned one thing: yes, sir, and no, sir. Now, Could have been avoided if he'd have just ignored this asshole and just went on and just took the picture and the fingerprint? I would say yes. Was that officer wrong? Absolutely. Should he sue that Department of Warrant? Yes, he should, because that's police brutality. But at the end of the day, when they got you by the balls, you got to go along with the program, because it doesn't take much for them to whoop your rear end in them places. So let me know what you think of this. Do you think that Jaquan Smith should have just went on and ignored this fool and took the fingerprint and whatever else this guy wanted? Or, just say, hey, I ain't no bitch. Well, he knew he wasn't no bitch. But that's all this officer needed was Matthew. That's all he needed for him to say anything. And he gonna go off. Just like I said with my friend. They called him out there. He threw their finger up at the wrong, I guess, police. And they went to town on him. So it's a lesson learned. I'm not, telling you to be a chump when you're going there. But, you just going to do what you need to do and go on about your business, because you're not going to win. So that's all I have on this video. Let me know what you think. Again, this is Kate, back at it with a new video. Don't forget to press like and subscribe.